Welcome to Common Spurs TV, the Afrobeat section of the Lily White Nation, the channel that captures the spirit, the passion, and glory of Tottenham Hotspur from an African perspective. Today we're talking about Wolves. We're reviewing Wolves playing Tottenham Hotspur and taking all 3 points. The Wolves pack attacking the Cockerels. Did that really happen? See you inside.
Come on, ye Spurs. Indeed. Welcome back to Come on, ye Spurs, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Right, we are looking back at the weekend's fixture between Tottenham and Wolves that took place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Wolves came away with 3 points, 2-1. They've done double over Tottenham. I don't know. This is the first time, I guess. Last season, I think we won away to them, but they won at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So, I mean, like someone said, Wolves are like the Tottenham to Man City. That's what we said in the at the background before we started before off air, right? So, Chuma, do the honors on the what's that thing called now? Call it the housekeeping, if you like. Yes, housekeeping.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you guys. Welcome to the channel, Come on, ye Spurs TV. If this is your first time watching or you're returning and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe bell, click the subscribe button, click on the notification bell that lets you know when we're going to have new content available. Like, share, and comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let's know what you think about what we've spoken about. And as always, it's Come on, ye Spurs.
Yeah, so the Wolves came away, like you said in the opening, in the intro. The Wolves pack consume. Did you say consume or devour the cockroaches?
They attack the cockroaches. I wouldn't say devour. It would mean that they actually obliterated us, but no, I was even going to say more like a well orchestrated smash and grab.
Exactly. So, I mean, looking at the match from I don't know. It's very difficult to look at it from a neutral perspective, being Spurs fans, you know. But I think we can be a little bit more circumspect today because a couple of days after the defeats, you kind of be a little bit more analytic, less emotions, and be a lot more considered in your opinion. I think the initial view was that we didn't play that well. We couldn't cut them open, and they just came and essentially just created better opportunities. I mean, they opened very, very quickly as well, and they had a very good chance that fell to Juan, and he just blasted it over. I thought we weren't done at that point in time, but we kind of gathered ourselves together, and then we came back at them, and overall we had 70% possession, but we didn't make it count for much. I mean, in the end, our goal came from a Kulusevski toe poke, if you like, and kind of caught them unawares. I mean, he took his man on, and that essentially may have been what we needed at the end, but it wasn't quite executed as well as we're capable of doing. It seems as if, from what a lot of people are saying, they may have a point. When you come against teams with low block, we kind of struggle, and that seemed to be like the classic Wolves tactics against us, and they sort of executed it to a T. Counter-attack, boom, and then they end up scoring. And I think over the course of the season, we have considered quite a few goals of that nature. It wasn't exactly what you might call unexpected from the way that we play. I mean, a lot of the goals that we conceded this season have been as a result of, people counter-attacking and catching us on the break. I mean, what is the way to deal with this? I know a lot of times we've been able to sort of stop the transition, and be very, very strong on the press to make them play into the open field, and it comes to Vicario, and then we start again, and that has been the what you might call the norm over the course of the season. But they still find ways to break, and which they did on a couple of occasions. The first goal was a set piece, poor marking, if you like, from our perspective, and then you think, okay, fine. We came in the second half, and early successful goal, you think, okay, fine, go on and obliterate them, but it didn't happen. What do you put that down to, Chuma?
Well, I think if you ever want to talk about Spurs and Ange Postecoglou, I think you always have to go back to the beginning. We saw this in preseason. If you remember, we watched the West Ham game where at the end of the game, I think we brought it back to 2-2 after being 2-0 down in the first half. And then Skamaka scored that winner 3-2. For those who can cast their minds back. And it was the same thing. It was literally playing behind the defense, and then Skamaka just ran in and scored. And that's been the problem with Ange Postecoglou's inverting two fullbacks and playing a very high line. We knew this was going to be an issue. Everyone knew exactly what was going to happen. But the thing he says, which you can agree with to a point, but you don't agree with when you lose, is if you get the attacking part right, if you can squeeze and choke your opposition, they don't have the time or the wherewithal to attack you in the same way. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to perfect it so we can attack, hold them at bay, and score so many goals that by the time they even score their one, if they get their one, it's inconsequential. But like you said, Gary O'Neill, a lot of people are saying it like, Spurs threw away 3 points. I give a lot of credit to Gary O'Neill, the Wolves manager, former manager of Bournemouth, who I think was, in my opinion, I don't think Bournemouth should have let him go that way, though they got a great coach in Iraola at the moment. But this guy, he broke Spurs down in a very famous Monday Night Football appearance with Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville. And I said, this guy is very smart. He's a smart guy. And he realized exactly what it is. Counter-attack, low block, take your chances. And Wolves are one of the most effective sides countering in the league today. You've seen them go to United. I think they lost like 4-3. They lost 2-1 to Arsenal, but it was close because they just kept on countering. They're looking for teams that want to press them high. And Tottenham today, I think it was a series of things. A lot of people came out against Emerson Royale. But I had to say, I came out in his defense. He hasn't played right back. He hasn't played inverted right back for 10, 15 games this season. He's played center back. He's played left back as cover when Udogie was suspended. So we didn't have our regular players. This really comes down to, once again, depth. Then there's something else I would like to add as well, which is I think Spurs had a very fluid formation and movement at the start of the season, which was unexpected. And we enjoyed that so much that we forgot that we were a work in progress. And different things have come to change the dynamic. Suspensions, injuries. Now, trying to bring players back, we thought immediately we would get back into the flow. But players have to get used to each other. Analysts on other sides have watched those first 10 games and they realize we can neutralize them by doing this and that. It's a new process again, starting to get used to trying to play. It sounds like an excuse, but it's not really an excuse. I think the players coming back, they're trying to get back into the groove of things. We're talking of Basuma, we're talking of Pap Matissa, you're talking of James Maddison as well. And then you have the players that were always there now trying to have to integrate with these guys again. So there are a lot of things that I think Ange has to work on. But for me, I chalk it up as I will take the loss, but let's see what the work will be in 2 weeks leading up to Crystal Palace.
All right, leading up to Crystal Palace have a new manager in Glasner, and there's a new manager bounce. They drew away to Everton at the week, a few days ago, and they almost stole the points. Everton came with a late winner, a late equalizer. So, I mean, people always talk about new manager bounce, and we're not analyzing that much now. But hey, I think it's something that we have to. We've got a couple of weeks to put things right and get back to winning ways. So we hope we do get back to winning ways in the next match, which is a couple of weeks' time. But it also gives us time to obviously look at how the team can obviously reintegrate, and guys who've been away for some time get back into the groove, and those who've been injured to sort of recover. Udogie hopefully will be back by then. And hopefully Pedro Porro will also be back by then. I can't wait to get our players back. And you sort of, given the analysis, we suggest that, look, even if you have players back, it might take them time to get back their form, it might take them back to get back into rhythm. and when you have an upset with him, it sort of has an effect on the team dynamic and balance. So it may well be the fact that we may need a couple of more matches, get everyone back, not only everyone back, but also to get them back playing together the way that they've known, and also to be able to sort of, the classic Iron Robin type thing whereby he's going to go left, but you can't do anything about it. How this is how Tottenham play, but you can't do anything about it. So I guess that's what we have to sort of work on. I'm sure Ange has that cover. They have those folks who maybe a bit of noise, if you like, in terms of saying we got away with one against Brighton, got away with one against what was the last team we played against? For Brighton, can't remember who played now. Remind me.
I thought it was Brighton actually. We won 2-1 last minute goal.
Yes,
Brentford.
We drew with Everton. I think
Brentford.
Brentford.
It was Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah, we got away with one against Brentford, and so essentially it's almost like we won 5 of our last 5 appearances at home. So it's been reasonably good, if you like, but we still end up conceding a lot of goals, and we're the team that conceded the most goals in the top half, of top half of the table. So it's something that obviously I'm pretty sure it's of concern to Ange, but I think the counter is almost like you score 5, we score 6.
I wrote down, I think either on Twitter or X, and somewhere else. I was telling them that most people, is the thing about having short memories, and I thank God that I'm blessed with very good memory, and I remember football a lot, especially Tottenham seasons and Tottenham games. And I remember 2014-2015 season, Mauricio Pochettino arrives from Southampton, having played this very fluid, amazing, pressing football with Southampton. And Mauricio Pochettino takes over, and it is a disjointed mess. We had the highs of like beating QPR 4-0, and then you go down and then lose. You come back, and then he had this game where it was literally, I think we'd lost 2 or 3 games in a bounce, and we played Villa, and a Kane free kick deflected now made him go, look, I'm going to play my way. But at the end of that season, Tottenham finished 5th, which was still 1 position higher than they were the previous season under Tim Sherwood. And Tottenham conceded a whopping 54 goals in 38 matches, which I think was the highest as well in the top 6 at the time. And I'm seeing a repeat of that this season. And one of the reasons why we conceded those goals was players trying to understand how to get used to the high line, how to understand how pressing triggers work, how to press efficiently. And by the second season, Tottenham had the best defense, I think, 2 years in a row. And that was because they now got it. And I look at this season, I look at preseason as it was an opportunity to let them understand what was going to happen. This season is now actually working, doing it. By next season, God willing, I think Tottenham will be one of the best defensive sides, not because we've improved the defense, but because the players now understand their roles in the defense and how to press and how to win the ball high up. Right now, they're still learning. They're still making the odd silly mistakes that happen. Because I like what you said about the predictability of football. Everybody knows that Pep Guardiola is trying to outpass you. Everyone knows that he's trying to congest one side of the pitch and then switch. But it's how well City execute, and it's taking time. It took Pep 12 months to get them to a level, not even the highest level he got. That took him another 4, 5 months, 6 months, 18 months altogether. It took Klopp almost 18 to 24 months to get them playing rock and roll football the way he likes. It took Arteta 3 years to do that. So I'm not trying to make an excuse for Ange, but I'm saying it's been 8 months. Someone say, yes, very soon you say 12 months. But no, it's been 8 months. And so far, so good. I think we're in line. It's just we want to win games. We don't see ourselves losing. And I always say to someone, if everybody wins, then who is going to lose?
Absolutely. That's the nature of sport, isn't it? Now, looking forward to the home match to Crystal Palace. So we'll do a preview of that. In due course. But thank you very much, guys. Okay. So if you think about it before we even sort of close this, right? For us, it was an opportunity to cement the fourth position on the table. We didn't win, so it gave Villa a chance to obviously, go away. They were away to Fulham, they won the match, and leapfrogged us into fourth. We're down at fifth. Looking over our shoulders at Man U and who else? Newcastle, maybe a bit far away, But what do you think? Should we be concerned, or should we just hold our horses?
Well, I personally pray that United do as well as they want to, so they can keep Ten Hag. So some of my friends are not happy at that statement. But anything that keeps Ten Hag in the job and Anthony in the squad is all good with me.
Absolutely.
But no, on a serious basis, I put Tottenham at 5 or 6 this season, and I felt that would have been good. That would have been a good opening season for Ange. And now to find ourselves somewhat in a title mix at different points. Should I still say still in the title race? to be Optimus Primus 100 level. We're still in the title race, just 10 points. Just 10 points behind 10
the leaders. I mean, come on, anything can happen. 3 losses and a draw. I mean, come on, and you're there.
We're snap bang in the race. But no, I still see us challenging for top 4, and at worst, you shoot for top 4 or top 3, and ending up 5-6, which is average for Tottenham generally. As in good season, Tottenham in the Premier League has always been 5th or 6th, and then for Ange, that I think is a good springboard to go. Okay, I got 5th. I will never come as low as this again. And knowing the man that, from his CV and the reputation and reading and content on him, I can tell that guy doesn't go backwards. He always goes forwards with his teams. So if 5th or whatever would be it, I'm not saying that's it. He hasn't set a lower limit or higher limit, but if that's the base, then that's not a problem for me. I know it might be a problem for some Spurs fans, but for me, it's just to enjoy the football. The players get used to what they're doing, to learn how to be the best at what they do for him, and see where we land.
Thank you very much, Chuma. We're coming to the end of this, and we want to say that if you agree with us, leave your comments. If you disagree, we'd love to hear from you as well, and tell us why. Keep your comments in the comment section. Subscribe. Share this with your family, friends, and colleagues, or people you think might benefit from this, or would love to hear from. We'd also love to hear from you, wherever you are in the world. Tell us where you're calling from, or texting from, or chatting from. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you again. Meantime, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.